Hey, so I just want to welcome some of the new subscribers. So overall, I know that some of you are watching my videos because I'm into raw foods and I'm into Dan the Man, so I'm into that whole thing, juicing, drinking green juices. Some of you got onto my videos because I did quite a lot around social anxiety and being an introvert and how I overcame that because that was a big part of my life. I kept myself shut away and had some phobias and addictions, sex addiction, um, weed addiction. I know some people don't like me saying that. I'm not necessarily saying that these are bad things. I'm not saying sex is a bad thing, or I'm not saying that those things are bad, but the effect those things were having on me caused me to shut myself down even more, where I was afraid to go out of my own flat. So, and others will have got onto my videos because I talk about the journey of becoming comfortable with yourself, becoming more of who you really are, and expressing yourself and being okay with life. And yeah, so the tip for today was to listen to yourself, listen to the body. When I say listen to yourself and listen to your body, I mean, your true self, that inner intelligence. Because if you really tune in, there is an intelligence there. There's an intelligence there. When now that I've been raising my awareness, I've been doing more breath work, eating more consciously, and it's causing me to take my time. The breath work really is causing me to breathe slower, and the breath is connected to the mind. When you're agitated, it affects your breathing. When you're angry, you breathe differently. So it's a natural byproduct of doing breath work is your thought process is a little slower, and I find myself thinking things through a lot clearer and calmer. So I've not been rushing as much lately, and there's a different awareness about myself, and I'm able to notice that inner intelligence, and I've got the energy to take action on it. So when I say inner intelligence, what I'm doing right now is, before I go off on a tangent, when I say inner intelligence, let's say for example I could be sat down here, I could be eating a pizza, okay? It's Saturday night, I want to enjoy myself a little bit, so I'm eating this pizza. And it's Saturday, I might be watching TV, I don't know what's on, X Factor or whatever. And my stomach is telling me, don't eat too much of this. Slow down. And in the past, when that awareness wasn't there, I'd be gorging on food. And then I'd lie down at night and my stomach would feel uncomfortable. And now that isn't the case. Okay, another example. I could be sat here and a thought comes up, this needs to be taken care of. Rather than sitting at this desk, go to the next room. Now in the past, maybe I'd just continue to sit there and fiddle about whatever it is I'm doing, maybe surfing the net on Facebook or something. And even though I've noticed the inner intelligence saying, hey, do this. And for a split second when it says, hey, do this, there's that little spark of inspiration, but rather than acting on it, in the past, it's like I've labelled that staying put is more pleasurable. It's like we're afraid to move. You may think, oh, I'll go for a walk today. Yeah, that's a good idea. And then for some reason you don't get up and you stay there. Oh, I won't bother, and we make these little excuses. So the tip is basically to act on whatever it is. I say whatever it is that the true you, that you know is a calling. I've had several callings throughout my life. I call them callings because it's like I've been called to do something, and it usually means changing my behaviour and changing my lifestyle around. One of the major callings for me, because I used to be a gym instructor, I worked for 8 years in the gym, was big on weightlifting, eating chicken breasts every day, protein powders, protein bars, creatine, you name it, I was on it. And lifting these big weights, and used to be a lot bigger. But there was always this kind of sense, because at the same time I was into martial arts, I was into Tai Chi, and that whole philosophy of the martial arts is about balance and being there's what you call the softer martial arts, which is the Qi Kung, and it's where you're more gentle and more kind of flowing, and you don't eat too much, and you don't overdo it. Basically, there's a balance to it. So there was this battle with myself. Deep down inside, there was kind of a knowingness that these powders ain't helping you. Lifting a truck every day and busting a blood vessel in your brain to lift this weight ain't helping you. That was my knowing, not to judge anyone who's lifting weights in the gym. If you enjoy that, I'm not going to judge you. How can I? Because I used to enjoy that. And actually, the weightlifting helped at that time in my life when I was a young adult going into 20, 21. It helped me because it gave me something to focus on and helped me to develop my self-determination and discipline. So there's a time for everything in life, really. Don't give something up to be good, or give it up because you feel like it's the right thing to do. It's much better to give something up because it's just natural that, okay, I know it's time to give this up, it's not working for me and I'm tired of it. It's time to give it up. There's a video put together, click the link. It's where if you're in an addiction or a habit of any kind that you would maybe like to give up but you're still not done with it, so click that, it will help, because sometimes you just need to go through that experience. And I wasn't ready to give up weights. I had this ideal of myself having a six-pack and having a sick body, you know, being the slick guy in the gym. And that image of myself was in conflict with my other ideals, my spiritual ideals, the Eastern philosophies that I was involved in. And I was constantly at war with myself and doubting myself. Am I vain? Am I a narcissist? I want a six-pack. I want the girls in the gym to be into me. I knew it was my ego, but I enjoyed it at the same time. I enjoyed the attention I was getting from girls. And I look back on it now and I think maybe I should have just enjoyed myself and accepted myself. That, okay, I had this battle. Part of me had spiritual ideals and part of me had ego-driven goals. Now what I've learned is spirituality is about inclusion, not exclusion. So it's about inclusion. So the ego, it is an aspect of you. basically the tip was to listen. Learn to listen, to tune in and act. Inertia. What's inertia? I think inertia is where you're immovable, you can't get going. And I heard a guy speaking about this when you're at a nightclub, and guys, you will have experienced this probably. You're at a nightclub or a party or something, and you see someone, you want to go over and talk to them. You think, wow, you know, I'd really love to go over and talk to that person. But then there's that voice that comes up and it says, no, you're alright here. We feel good here, dude. Chill, man. Don't do it. And then you don't get up and take the risk to talk to them. You listen to that voice which says, stay put. I feel good here. I'm here with my mates. I don't need to go over there. But in life, you know, nothing ventured, nothing gained. And that's been so true for me. And I stay put. In my time of growing up, I've stayed put. I've listened to that voice that says, oh, you're okay here. You're okay here, Mike. We've got cable TV. We've got the internet. Stay here. We don't need to go out nowhere. And it got to the point where it was just so predictable. My life was so predictable, and staying put becomes so uncomfortable. It was actually more comfortable to face my fears and start going out and start expressing myself. That actually became more comfortable than the staying put. So if you got onto the videos, because of the social anxiety videos I made, I'm hoping that this will give you hope that you can get to that place. And kind of sum everything up, because some of the videos have been a little bit random. So summing everything up, this is a journey, remember. Some of you who know me well know that I often say it's a journey. I'm going on this journey, and I know I'm not there yet, and I'm not just saying that so I don't get negative comments. I know I'm not there yet, and I don't believe you ever actually get there. I think the way I relate to evolution is that it's an infinite journey of evolution, and that's what is so blows me away about the whole universe, how it's stretching to infinity in all directions. At least that's what I believe. So yeah, I know I'm not there yet. It's a journey. I'm going on this journey. Let's go on this journey together. I'm not saying I'm always in that vibration of love for humanity, but I have seen a glimpse of it. A glimpse of just love for my common brothers and sisters, not common, but my brothers and sisters, just doing the best. A lot of us are just doing our best to make sense of life. We're born, each of us, in different circumstances, some very, very challenging circumstances, and we do our best, and we don't know how we come through it sometimes, but we do. So it's about health. I'm into raw foods, eating healthily, psychology, so you know I'm going to be hitting you with the psychology and behavioural things. Emotional intelligence is a big passion of mine. Being comfortable with who and where you are, being in the now, that's been a big thing in a lot of my videos. Being in the now. I'm going to leave you with one last thing, it's turning into a really long one. Being in the now, watching the voice. I've caught myself doing this lately. I'll be sat down and it's like a storm in the brain, and it will last maybe 3 seconds or maybe longer, 15 seconds, or I might go really unconscious, and I've been sat there ruminating over something, thoughts from this thought to that thought, what they said, what I said, am I not being loving, do I need to do this? And which it's okay to think things through, but I think I bring myself back to the present moment and I just notice, wow, that was a cascade of thoughts that just went on. And I'm brought back into the world of the war. You know, the world of just kind of getting yourself out of your head to sniff the roses out there, to look out to the sky and to let go and to let God. On that note, I'm going to leave it there. Peace. Catch you later.